Hey, it's Kia again. Hope you're good wherever you are and that you started your year on the right note. What are your plans for 2023? Do you have a vision board, resolutions? What mistakes did you make in 2022 that you're not going to make in 2023? Are you going to cut people off for sanity's sake? Do you know what's going to happen? If you don't, that's okay. It's still the first month. You're gonna get it figured out. We're gonna figure it out together. I'll tell you what my plans are. Maybe they'll inspire you to do the same. As 2022 approached an end, I really started thinking about how I want to shape my 2023. So I really started to think about the things that I experienced and the things I learned about myself. What did I enjoy? What mistakes did I make? And what do I want my 2023 to look like? So in this video, I'm going to talk about what happened in 2022 that is going to shape my 2023. Things I learned about myself, about people around me, about the environment, and just the world in general. So I'm going to give you some of the lessons that I learned in 2022 that I'm going to be applying in 2023. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing, or the first big lesson that I learned in 2022 was learning to have more self-awareness, have more self-belief, and more self-confidence. I started 2022 at home. I was living with my brother. I had quit my tech job in 2021 because I really wanted to take time to rediscover things and just find the things that set my soul on fire again. And after being at home for a few months, I got bored and beside myself. So I just had to add that for alliteration's sake. And the thing is, I told myself that I'm not going back to my old job or anything remotely similar. So I really had to think about what I was going to do after that. And I had thought about UX and UI design because it's something that I've been wanting to do for years, but I never actively did something about it. So now I had the time, so I literally had no excuses. I just started going online, found courses, and then I just started doing it because literally at the time all I did was just eat and sleep. I had all the time in the world, and I remember I was doing this 6-month course which I finished in half the time, again because I had nothing better to do. So from then on I was just like, okay, let me just start applying for jobs. And mind you, when I actually quit my job in 2021, I told myself that I'm never going back to an employment situation again. I told myself that I want to figure shit out myself, start something out for myself. But I realized that a lot of things are hard when you're actually broke. You actually need money. So for my situation, it was not realistic. So I decided to just get out there and start applying for jobs for this new thing that I had just started doing, which I had no experience in. I finished my course, I started applying for jobs, and I think a month later, I got a job, and within a few weeks, I actually started working. Why am I sharing this story? Because even after I started working, it took me a few months for me to actually realize that, oh flip, I can actually do what I want to do as long as I have a plan and I just put the plan in motion. As long as I do something about it, I can get something done. And it was then that I had this realization, or this big epiphany, that actually I have all the skills and the capabilities to build the life that I want for myself. All that I need to do is just be confident and believe in myself enough to get started and actually do it. And when that moment came of realization and realizing that this is actually something that I can actually do, it was just a mind-blowing moment for me that has given me an immense amount of confidence, self-belief, and just the knowledge that I can bet on myself and win was just major for me. And also immediately changed also the way I perceived myself. I just became more aggressive in terms of the things that I want to pursue. Instead of having doubts and questioning, I just pursue everything and then I deal with the challenges as they come. The second point, or the second lesson that I learned, is doing it yourself. After coming back to Joburg, I wasn't close to any of my friends. They stayed far away from where I was, so I wasn't close to anyone I can hang out with on a daily basis. So for most of the time, even now still, I'm just by myself. And coming back, I had to figure out what I was going to do with my time. How am I going to entertain myself? And also I had to think about, what do I want to do now that's going to benefit me in the future. And I realized that I had to swallow all that fear of never wanting to go anywhere without being with people, because that was a big thing for me, that every time I had an idea or I wanted to experience something, I would pitch the thing to a friend or family, and most of the time, because they were my plans, not theirs, they end up never happening. And because I'm so dependent on them for these things to happen, for some reason they ended up not happening anyway. And so last year I just told myself that if I keep with that mentality of always wanting to be dependent on someone or seeking approval and help from friends and family, I'm never gonna get anything done, and I'm never gonna do anything for myself. So I just decided that I'm just gonna start going out there, experiencing things, and whenever I have ideas that I want to pursue, I'm just gonna go out there and just do whatever it is that I want to do. And if someone wants to join me, they'll find me on the way. And the third lesson that I learned in 2022 that I'm taking to 2023 is letting go of the fear of looking stupid. One of the biggest things which I feel like have been a hindrance for me is the fear of failure, the fear of not being good at something. And I feel like that idea of perfectionism is actually very poisonous and can actually kill growth. And I had to learn and understand that I need to let go of that idea that I need to be perfect at something before I could do it. Because if that's the case, then it means that I'll never start. Most of the things that I want to pursue and want to do, these are things that, as much as, say, I may have some talent in or whatever, but I'm not perfect at it. I'm not that great at it. And the only way to be good at something is actually start doing it and understand that it's okay to suck at it. And that's how you learn, because at the end of the day, consistency is what makes you better. And once I learned that, things just really, really, really opened up, because that's when I even decided that, you know what, I'm even gonna start the YouTube channel that I've been saying that I want to start for a very long time. But this idea of failure, or this idea of being perceived in a way by people, has always hindered me. And I needed to let go of that. I needed to let go of how are people going to look at me. I needed to understand that I have to start something. And the only way that I'll get better at it is if I keep at it and I continue working at it at all times. And since then, that has allowed me to open up myself to not only do things but also go out and experience things as well. You know what I mean? Like, because of that very same thing of the fear of looking stupid, it always hindered me also from being around people, because I was always in my head about it. I was always thinking about, oh, what are they thinking of me? Oh, what is this person? And when I had to let that go, that, you know what, if I do look stupid in front of someone, then I look stupid. It's fine, as long as I'm being myself, and as long as I'm doing what I want to do. And once I learned that, and I learned to get out of my head, I really, really, really started being at a good place. The last point, or the last lesson that I learned in 2022 and that I'm taking to 2023, is that time is running out. Like, time waits for no one. And I know that, patience is virtue. Patience is very important. You can't rush, and can't rush any process. You really need to be patient with it. But movement is important. Going forward, doing something is important. You can't keep making plans for tomorrow, for next week, for next year, for all of that. If you want to start something, start now. You have no other time. You literally have no other time. You have to start now, because the thing about it is, once you wake up and you realize that, oh flip, time has gone by, and now all you have is regrets. I really don't want that for my life. And so really, this became a big lesson for me, where I was just like, there's so many things that I've dreamt of doing in my life for so many years, but because of this fear of looking stupid, this lack of self-belief, and all of these things really hindered me. And I found myself not pushing myself and not getting out there and doing the things that I want to do. Always procrastinating, being like, well, I'll do it some other time, I'll do it in the future. And most of the time, the future never comes. So if you don't do it right now, when are you going to do it? And that's another thing I really had to do. And I feel like the time issue really was really like a very big lesson, which for me even impacted the other lessons that I learned, because I had to let go of the fear of looking stupid because time is running out. I had to tap in and find a way to really gain that confidence and gain that self-belief again, because time is running out. And I had to realize that if I want to get anything done, I have to do it myself, because if I don't do it, I'm never going to do it, because time is running out. Where is it running out to? I don't know. But again, I'm growing older. I'm not getting any younger. So essentially time is running out. But I do understand that I need to have patience. But I firmly believe, especially now that it doesn't matter. It could be the smallest thing that you do that day. It could be that, okay, today I shot that video that I said I was gonna shoot, or I wrote that thing that I said I was gonna write, or just a little thing, even if it's taking 10 to 30 minutes of your time to do the thing that you really want to do. It's enough to show that you are putting some effort into what you want to do, and putting those little efforts into your goals and your dreams. It starts little. Maybe you're uncomfortable with going in and going big. For instance, I just started going back into writing. I used to write a lot, years back. I haven't, for this, I haven't written in like maybe 2 or 3 years. So me trying to tap back and going back into it, I really had to think about, how do I go back into it in a way that's not going to intimidate me, in a way that's not going to discourage me, but still I'm applying some effort, I'm putting in some effort, and I'm moving forward. So I just started telling myself that I'm just going to take 5 minutes of my time and write something each and every single day. As long as I take 5 minutes to write something, the 5 minutes today leads to 10 minutes tomorrow, leads to 30 minutes the next day, leads to an hour that day, leads to 5 hours next week, and leads to the whole day that other week. And then before you know it, depending on what you're writing, if say you're writing a book, find yourself with 30 pages in a week, because the more you do it, the more you get better at it. Again, the idea of consistency, the more you start doing it, and then you get better at it, and you just find yourself, within a matter of time, it becomes a habit. And also you start training that muscle, and you start doing whatever it is that you need to do, and you get better at it. And I've always liked this cliche quote, if it's a quote, I don't know, but it says, if not now, then when, and if not me, then who? Because honestly, if not now, then when, then if not me, then who? As cliche as it is, cliches are cliches because they're true. All right, and just to wrap it up, so lessons I learned for 2023: one is believing that I'm the shit and I have what it takes to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Two is doing it myself. Don't need nobody. Just start. If somebody is gonna come in and do the thing with you, they'll come in while you're on the way. And three is that I don't have to be perfect. I should let go of the fear of sucking at something. I should let go of the fear of looking stupid, and understand that consistency is important, and doing something and starting to do something, that's how you get better. And the last one is that time waits for no one. Doesn't wait for me, doesn't wait for you. Time is going, and if we don't start, if you don't do anything about it, it's just gonna leave you behind. And so yeah, those are the just 4 lessons. Well, I think I've learned more, but just these big 4 lessons that I learned last year that I'm definitely taking with me to this year, and just moving forward, and also just like taking whatever I believe is mine. And if I see that, oh, maybe this is not mine, then I move on to the next thing. And I understand that life is uncontrollable, it has its ups and downs. So not everything's gonna go according to my idea. It's not like my perfect ideal or whatever. There are going to be uncontrollable things that come up here and there, but it's understanding that there's nothing you can do about the things you can't control, but you have to do what you can with the things that you can control, and understanding that you have to be flexible with your decisions as life throws challenges at you. It's about putting forward that positive attitude that, you know what, even the challenges, I'm gonna face them head on. They won't be easy, but I've faced so many challenges in my life at this point that I don't know. Like, the only thing that could kill me is death itself at this point. But anything else, I'm ready to face because I know what I want to do. I have a plan and I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, so tell me, what are your plans for 2023? Do you have any? Tell me in the comments. Is there anything that you've learned in 2022 that you're taking to 2023? I want to hear all about it. And also, maybe you haven't made that plan, or you haven't done any introspection and reflection or whatever. That's fine too. Hopefully this video can like help you start somewhere and like lead you into a direction that allows you to do that. Please, by all means, do that. And I'd love to hear all about it. Yeah, and I'd really love to know what are your plans for the year as well. That's it, you guys. Thank you for tuning into this video, and have an amazing day, have an amazing week, an amazing month, an amazing year, an amazing life. And I'll see you on the next video.